Alright, today I'm reacting to an album that has been placing pretty high up on a lot of people's year-end lists. This is Preacher's Daughter by Ethel Cain. Came out this year, obviously. It's an hour and 15 minutes, so I'm hoping it doesn't drag at all. Don't really know anything about Ethel Cain. We're gonna hop into this, the Uncut Reactions on Patreon. It's $4 a month, and it's $8 if you want priority album requests. And yeah, let's get into it. First track is Family Tree.
These crosses all over my body. Jesus can always reject his father.
It's kind of giving me Lord vibes for some reason. Powerful lyrics, man. That was good. That was good. I thought it got off to a little bit of a slow start, but it picked up, got pretty explosive towards the end there. It was a nice progressive kind of build to it. Lyrics, of course, heartbreaking, very cutting, very cutthroat, and very harsh. Maybe we'll get some similar vibes to like what's it called? Sinner Get Ready, I think, by Lingua Ignota. I think that's the title. That album was tough for me to listen to because of the religious themes. This might be similar. We'll see. It was giving me like Quedeca vibes too for some reason, just like very massive. The drum fills in there that kind of like break it up, and then I don't know. It was weird. It gave me Lord vibes at points. This one was a single. I think I've heard a lot of good stuff about this track in particular. I like the aesthetic of this record so far. It's really vast. Still feels kind of homey though. Great line. A little synth. Like 80 cents. Honestly, I think I like that track less than the first one. I'm still gonna give it the good rating, but it's kind of close to a mid for me. It just felt a little bit bland and a little bit too predictable. The pre-chorus was a nice kind of turn that I wasn't expecting, because it kind of dies down. It makes you think once this verse is building up that it's gonna immediately explode into the chorus, but the pre-chorus is a nice little step away from that and a nice little unexpected turn. But other than that, it felt a little bit too predictable. Some cliche lines here and there, like what was that? It's just not my year, right here. But overall, I do like the writing quite a bit. So far, the writing is definitely the highlight. The sound, again, just a little bit bland in my opinion. Track 5 on Sad Music for Sad People. Wait, what? So this came out in 2018? Bit of a boring start here, if I'm being honest. I know it's supposed to be kind of a ballad here, but... Oh, this is a slow track. Track isn't doing it for me. It's not a great track. Lyrically, it's really good, but musically, not doing it. Okay, I respect the ambition of that track. I just don't think it really lands. I think the music is kind of boring, especially the start with just the like very sporadic chords being played. It starts off extremely slow. And I guess if it hooks you, it hooks you. It's just, it didn't really hook me to start. Lyrically, like I said, it's fantastic. It's just the music that leaves a little bit to be desired. Yeah, and it was a 7-minute track that felt like 12 minutes long. And the reverb doesn't really help either. Like I said, it is adding to the aesthetic. I don't know, I feel like it kind of just clouds some of the emotion that she was going for with that track. Gonna get the mid. I hate to do it, but it wasn't great. I feel like this is one of those albums, like, if it hooks you, you absolutely love it. If you buy into the atmosphere, you're really gonna, like, be fully immersed, but it's just, it hasn't really hooked me yet. It's a good line. Songwriting and lyricism here kind of reminds me of Phoebe Bridgers. It's very heavy in imagery. Again, same problems with the instrumental though. It's very sporadic, very skeletal. I think here's my main problem with this track in particular, is the instrumental is doing so little that it's making you think the focus should be on her vocally and lyrically. And while she's delivering lyrically, she isn't really delivering vocally. She's just not that entertaining or unique of a vocalist. So it kind of just falls flat. Yeah, musically, again, really boring, just heavy on the reverb. Feels like it's kind of relying on the reverb a little bit too much. It is, I feel like I'm just kind of not fully buying into the dreary, kind of mystical, woozy kind of atmosphere. It's not hooking me, it's just kind of washing over me and not really grabbing me in any particular way. Like I said, the instrumentals are so bland and so uninteresting that I feel like she should try and at least make up for it a little bit vocally, but she's just not. Let's get in the mid, we're gonna keep going. Family Tree is next. We had Family Tree intro and now Family Tree. We'll see how it ties in. It does feel a little bit self-indulgent too, this album, with these long track lengths. Lyrics hit hard though. Can't deny that. Nice doubled vocals, harmonies. Okay. See, this is what we need. A little bit of life. I feel like I've heard this line somewhere. Is that a reference to a movie, maybe?
So take me down to the river.
Easily the best part of the album so far. Those weird little synthy bits. See, the atmosphere works so much better once I've been engaged. And now I'm enjoying the atmosphere. Oh, now she's singing? Dang, man. Really singing? Explosive. Emotional. Oh, this is fantastic. This is like such a huge step up from everything else on the album. It's crazy. That's getting a 10. It's getting a 10. It's that much better than everything else on the album. It is consistently engaging. I never felt bored for 1 second for that entire track. Once it actually hooked me with some engaging musical ideas and production and sound choices, then I could really buy into the atmosphere and kind of just get lost in it. With how dark, especially, everything has been lyrically, I kind of have been wanting that sound. You had like guitar feedback going through, weird dissonant stuff. It's very explosive. It's very emotional. And then, like I said, with that weird dissonant stuff, it kind of brings that dark tinge into everything.
Hide me there under the leaves. I'm going on a tear.
Is that what I think it means? That's such a like hard-hitting line, but like it depicts it so well. 9 going on 18, obviously of sexual abuse of a minor. Yeah, like Genius says, being put into such a traumatic situation at a young age forced her to grow up fast. It's little lines like that just grab me and hook me lyrically.
Where you're still the good guy, I'll make pretend. 'Cause you bad.
These lyrics, man, heart-wrenching.
Corner on my birthday.
What are those drums, man? They just, doesn't really work.
To notice.
They feel robotic, you know?
Too tired to move. Too tired to leave. Too tired to leave.
Kind of a boring refrain, if I'm being honest. Lyrically, again, it's so good. It's just, like, this first part here just hooks you right away lyrically, but then the drums come in right here, and they're just so out of place, so robotic, and just so boring that it completely takes away from the lyrics. It distracts you from it because of how bad it is. That, of course, was mid. Not great. Lyrics, great. Music, not so great.
You fell in love
This track is 9 minutes.
when you were 12 years old.
I'm praying that it doesn't drag. I'm not hopeful, but maybe she could prove me wrong. Okay. The harmonica. I like it.
On the side of the road in some torn up
Nice
clothes.
minor chord there.
But I'll come with you if you're sure it's what you need.
I like how you think this is gonna be like a traditional kind of love story, but it's her getting in the truck with this guy because he wants to find love. He's trying to find love, and it's not necessarily her, you know?
No one left to leave, and no one
The drums again,
left, but now that I met you, I finally know
they just don't work. I feel like there's gonna be a twist here, maybe.
that I'll come with you if you're sure it's what you need.
Those are still 2 minutes left. Pretty much 3 minutes left. Hammering and scat-led jam session. See, this is what I mean when it feels a little bit self-indulgent. Okay, cool. Don't really care. Does it make me a bad music reactor that I skip through things sometimes? Probably, but it's my channel. I can do what I want. That track was actually pretty good. I mean, this outro here, is it really necessary? No, feels a little bit self-indulgent. I'm still gonna give it the good rating though. I think the story was pretty engaging. The ending was a little bit predictable, obviously, with them being attracted and to each other and kind of falling in love. I mean, all the signs of the story kind of point towards the ending, so it's kind of not really a surprise, but it was pretty decent still. I mean, it was a pretty emotional and passionate vocal performance towards the end. Instrumentally, towards the end, it got a little bit more engaging, pretty explosive. It wasn't perfect all the way through, but still, I feel like the pros outweigh the cons of that track, so still pretty enjoyable. Said this is the start of Act 2 of the album, her leaving home. So we'll see kind of what what that means for the album, for the narrative. We got a sensual track here, maybe. I want to get my clothes off. Oh, maybe not.
You wanna love me right now? You wanna get alone with me? From however far away. Asking me to know how I know. You're always sad. Leather and dark glasses. Pour in another while I shake my ass.
Still love the vocal effect here. I mean, it makes sense why she's going with this kind of nighttimey, clubby sound almost, with what's going on in the lyrics. But aesthetically, it's just not really working for me. I just don't like that. Oh, it's so slow. It's just like, it's like a chore to get through this. Most of these songs. Okay, that's.
That shit stank, don't it?
That was not great. Aesthetically, really don't like it at all. It's going for this edgy kind of sound, and it makes sense with the lyrics. How this dude's kind of exploiting her, it seems like. Very edgy. It feels kind of overly edgy, I feel like, to the point where it doesn't feel sincere. And again, the sound, just really slow. More of the same complaints. Let's keep going. It's a shame, because she's a really good writer. It's just, the ideas musically are not really complimenting her the best. Okay, we're going really dark now. This is terrifying. Oh, I just got chills. This is hellish. Still got that vast sound though. Oh my goodness. This is really unique. Trippy production. Bro. Yes. Crazy. Bro, I had chills for like the last third of that entire track. That was so good. This part where she was just yelling, stop, 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 and then that last stop leading into that explosion. So good. This is, if the album leaned more into this sound especially, man, it would be super good. Super good. That's another, I don't think it's a 10, because there's a couple moments that wasn't fully engaged, but love the dark, unique, depths, bottom of hell kind of vibe to that track. Under the influence of Isaiah's drugs, Ethel begins to hallucinate. She confronts the darkness. Yeah, it feels like hallucinating. Like I said, trippy production at points. Oh, it's unique. It's interesting. It's engaging sonically. The album leaned into this dark sound and just explosive, emotive, just hellish landscape. I feel like it would be a lot more engaging. So I gotta hear that one section with the screams again. And just the build up to this, it might not work in this singular context, but in context of the entire song, it's amazing. We'll see. Yeah, it still works. Even just playing it there, it still hits. That's so good. That is so unbelievably good. I hope we continue the dark sound, because that was fantastic. Instrumental track here. I said fantastic again. What is wrong with me? I hope this isn't kind of a disappointing letdown after that. I'm gonna try and fully immerse myself here. Eyes are good. Eyes are going closed the entire time. Distortion. The panning is just swirling around. Love it. It's continuing the vibes of the last track. Let's keep it going. I liked that quite a bit. Another instrumental. The detuning. Ooh. This album's really on a roll. 3 tracks in a row that really were engaging. Even though these last 2 were just instrumental, I think they were interesting enough instrumentally to keep me engaged. August Underground kind of continuing the vibes of the last track, the hellish kind of dark vibes. And then this one, a little bit more hopeful, but it still feels kind of fitting coming after the last one. It's not like a super jarring twist or anything. I enjoyed both of those instrumental tracks quite a bit. It's 3 tracks in a row that got the heart. You know, this album's kind of redeeming itself a little bit. Hopefully it continues that momentum with this next track, which is 7.5 minutes. It's just these parts with the plain chords. It doesn't really work for me.
God loves you, but not enough to save you. So baby,
Great line. I like narratively how this track is coming after the darkness of the previous tracks. All the stuff she's gone through, and she's sitting in church here, kind of questioning everything.
we all know how it goes.
You know why these instrumentals are so boring? Because there's no rhythmic variation. It's just
Still feel like they're
the drums and the piano just doing like the exact same thing. I mean, obviously you have that hi-hat, but other than that, there's not much rhythmic variation. was actually pretty good. I was a little bit skeptical as the track was going, but it feels satisfying. Like it feels rewarding, I guess is the right word, to get through it. It starts off pretty slow. Like I said, rhythmically, it's there's not much going on, but the explosion and the build was again rewarding. And I love again the writing in here. It seems like there's kind of this hopeful feel to it, but it also it also doesn't feel hopeful at the same time. It's also like she's letting go here, but it also just feels like there's a little bit of resentment in it. Maybe she's forgiving all these people for all the abuse that she's endured, but again, it still does feel like there's a little bit of an ironic kind of nature to it, and there's a little bit of resentment. Oh, she's in heaven in this track, apparently. Okay. Sun bleached. It's interesting.
Thinking back to what I was always told, don't talk to strangers or you might fall in love. I tried to be good, am I no good? Am I no good? Am I no good? With my memory restricted to a Polaroid and evidence.
Oh, that note she hit. Wait, what is going on? Genius annotation for this line. After murdering her, Isaiah cannibalizes Ethel. Wait, okay, I'm confused. What is this? So she's referring to Isaiah here, maybe? Try to be good. Is this how she died then? Okay. This just took a turn that I wasn't expecting. Is that really what's going on here? Murdered and cannibalized by Isaiah, Ethel says her final goodbye to her mother from beyond the grave. Okay, so yes, she was eaten. I do like how she's kind of questioning her self-worth here. I mean, I don't like it. It's not good, obviously, but it feels appropriate to what someone would actually do if they were betrayed like that. This album's finishing off really strong.
I'll see you when you get here.
Solid ender. Like I said, this album really picked it up towards the end, kind of saved itself. It's still not like my favorite thing ever, but just got a lot better with these last like 5 tracks. The story, of course, this dude ate her, I guess, and that's how he killed her. And then I like how at the end here, this whole song is kind of to her mother. I feel like I missed stuff at the beginning in terms of the story, but it wasn't a good home environment, and maybe that's why she left home. So she does have some maybe resentment towards her mother, but at the end of the day, she still has that love for her. I would still wait with you there. And I like just kind of the maturity and the growth throughout this album of even if she didn't have the best home life or whatever, leaving home, she ultimately gets killed by this dude, doing her final kind of goodbyes to her mother, I guess, kind of forgiving her at the same time. Maybe not final goodbye because she's in heaven. I'll see you when I get here, when you get here. Overall, cool concept album, cool narrative running throughout. I do feel like I need to go back to earlier tracks to more kind of clearly get the concept, because I feel like I basically watched a movie, except I was like on my phone for like the first half of the movie, you know, so I only kind of understand what's happening. Overall, nothing like too amazing in my opinion. The first half, again, musically was kind of just really boring at a lot of points, but I think she definitely kind of struck gold towards the end here and kind of figured something out. It's probably feeling like a mid kind of 6 for me right now. Let me know any info about the album down below. Of course, I probably missed a lot, but I feel like I kind of got the vibe of the story and the message in general. Lots of trauma, lots of looking back on your youth, lots of running away from that trauma maybe. Very dark album at points. And I think when they leaned into that darkness instrumentally and aesthetically was when it was at its best. Leave a like if you want, subscribe if you want, go join the Patreon if you want to see this uncut, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.